Hello and welcome to You Talk It, We Live It. My name is Ellen and I'm one of your hosts. You Talk It, We Live It is a podcast created by and for working people. And today I have the pleasure of interviewing Dulcie Taylor. Welcome, Dulcie. We look forward to asking you some questions, and we're thrilled to have you here on the podcast.
Glad to be here. It's a pretty day here.
Okay, I want to get started with the first question, Dulcie. And the question I wanted to ask you first is, how did you get your start in performing and recording?
Well, I started playing, I took piano as a child, all little Southern girls generally take piano. And I had a ukulele and I would play at Girl Scout camp. And then I graduated to the guitar and the dulcimer, and I played in bands and stuff, just the normal route, just playing and starting to gig, when I was quite young. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
What resistance do you feel you faced in terms of, getting started, and becoming an artist?
Well, I had a college degree and stuff, and my family was supportive, but of course I moved to California, so I didn't have to see their disappointment or disapproval if they felt any. You know what I mean? But I'm sure they thought, well, that girl got an education and she moved to California. I just don't understand it. I'm sure that's what they all thought. But, there was that. But once I moved away from home, I didn't feel any resistance. And you have the resistance of it's a competitive business trying to get gigs or anything. But other than that, I didn't feel the resistance of people against it,
I wanted to ask you how the smashed ukulele incident affected you as a 10-year-old. I read it in your bio and I was very intrigued by that incident.
Well, when you play around like the campfire, Girl Scout camp, or any kind of, acoustic setting where you bring your instrument, nobody was hauling, electric keyboards into Girl Scout camp, you know what I'm saying? And I started out on the ukulele for that sort of performance. And my mother was chaperoning my oldest sister's group to Myrtle Beach. Everybody would go to the beach first week in June. We'd rented a house, and there were several girls staying there and all. And kids drink. There's no getting around that, They'd go down there to drink and party. And I had gone in the house to get a glass of iced tea or something, and had set my ukulele down in a chair I had been sitting in, and a drunk young man wandered up on the porch and sat on it and smashed it.
Oh no.
I was just aghast, and so upset.
Yeah.
And Mother got me a guitar, So it was really a nice step up. He did me a favor. It might have been a while long before I got the guitar, because I was quite happy with the ukulele,
Yeah.
She got me a guitar after that. So he did me a favor. I don't know who he was, but he did me a favor.
I think I would have shut down. Somebody had destroyed a ukulele like that for me. I think I would have shut down. I would have been like, well, guess that's not for me.
Well, I had a piano at home, stuff like that. The music didn't shut down. And, record players and stuff like that,
I know that I would have shut down at 10.
Okay.
Because I was someone who struggled with severe depression starting at a very young age.
Okay.
Dealt with a lot of bullying and inside and out of the home. And there's this idea that in order to be an artist, you have to suffer, right? What is your take on that? To me, it seems like we're trying to justify the abuses we lay on artists. And maybe that's just me being kind of snarky about things.
Well, I think everybody suffers.
That's true.
Maybe some people don't, but I think pretty much everybody suffers. Everybody's got their level of misery they've endured.
Yeah.
And I imagine had I not had the problems to overcome that I did have to overcome, maybe I wouldn't be an artist.
Do you think it's necessary? No.
I don't know that it's necessary to be miserable, but I think it's necessary to have something to gauge the world against. You've got to have, if everything's just rosy for you and you just roll down the tracks, you're never going to even be contemplative or look at the sides of anything. I think a little bit of misery, but I mean, I think, like I said, I think everybody gets a good dose of misery. Don't you think so? I mean, it might not be something that would make you miserable, but if it makes them miserable, that's good enough.
Dulcie, I wonder if you could please tell us about your latest album, which I believe was released in March of this year.
The latest full-length album was in 2018 called Better Part of Me. And I have an EP that's been digitally released in, I think it was May, and it's called Reimagined.
That's the one I was thinking of.
It's
Yeah.
6 songs that I've been recording for Mesa Blue Moon Recordings for about 20 years now. And it's 6 songs that have really meant a lot to me over the course of all those recordings. And we went in the studio and remixed them. Sometimes we'd say, hey, let's put a background part over there. Really, I always wanted a background part there. Let's take that guitar out and put this kind of guitar on. And we just had the most fun doing it. And, you know, you listen to your recordings. I don't listen to them all the time, but to get into the studio and have all the tracks at your disposal, be able to put them up and do stuff with them was great fun. It put you right back where you were when you recorded it. Who was in the room playing the different instruments, who was the board engineer. It was like, I was telling somebody, it was like time travel. It was really a wonderful experience.
Thank you very much, Dulcie. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you here on You Talk It, We Live It. I'm River, wonderful Ellen, and thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, Dulcie. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. I enjoyed it.
Okay, take care.
Right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.